Welcome guys, welcome back to the channel here again. Today we are going to be looking into the uranium miners in Canada and in the US. We did the Australian yesterday, and now we will do the Canada-US side of things. As always, follow me, especially give me a thumbs up if you like what you see. And yeah, without any further ado, let's just get into the business, why we are here, which is technical analysis of our favorite sector, uranium. The Sprott Physical Uranium Trust keep going higher. As mentioned many times, I think where we're going is the all-time high, back in 2007. How we get there, is a bit difficult to say, but anyways, we have cleared that upper trend line of this rising wedge here, which is very bullish as long as we stay above. And as you can see, we are here. So I think within the next year or two, within the next year, we will hit, the all-time high at roughly 38. Okay, looking at Cameco, I think that Cameco, I wouldn't say peaked here, but the momentum is definitely not, it's still there, but I think this one needs to rest. And when I say this, I think in order to have URA, because the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, Cameco and UEC, I think, has been carrying the URNM and URA for the past half a year or so. So I think the smaller names or the mid-sized names like Denison Mines, Energy Fuels, FCU, who else do we have here? Mega, NXC, URG, and so on. They need to carry the load from here, and you can see why in the charts very, very shortly here. A smaller one here, BSK, is still trying to hold the lower side of the golden trend line, and the blue falling channel here, it needs to clear before we're bullish. It is quite simply that. Alaska, I want to show you on the daily, we have actually closed a gap right here yesterday. So hopefully that was it. No more gaps. And the big one, the big one for Alaska is that green rail right there to clear. And when we clear that one, in my view, then we're going to the all-time high in 2016. Yeah, quite simply that. Hopefully this will be the first higher low in a long time. And now we go from here. Again, a bit of a laggard here compared to the others. So that's a bit of a worry, I would say, but okay. Denison Mines, I just want to show you long-term. I just want to show you the long-term stuff here. There it is. Breakout. I can zoom in for that. Okay, I'll zoom in. I will zoom in for you. Breakout, retest, resumption, and we have cleared the previous breakout high. Beautiful. That's all you need to know. That is all. Next target for me, the triangle high here, which we are at right now at 2.5. The next big one, 4.3. These bad boys over here, that is where I think we're going in the short term. And we should see some huge resistance, some bigger resistance at that point in time. EU, Encore Energy, very excited. Looks fantastic. Looks fantastic. Bull flagging here. Breakout, retest, resumption. 30 weekly coming up. Beautiful. I will not say any more other than it looks fantastic. FCU also looks stunningly good here. We have a green parallel uptrend here. We have a tiny touch there, touch here, and it is confirmed. And what is this? Ah, you have guessed it. You have guessed it. Beautiful. Find, again, lagging here again. It's also it's not a mid-tier, it's a small one. It's only, what is it, 50 million. So I will say it's a smaller cap, or maybe even a micro stock. Well, not micro, but it is still a lot more of a speculative play. And therefore, first we have the blue chips running. That's Cameco, that's Sprott, that's Kazatomprom, and UEC maybe. You can add that in. And now we have the mid-tier, and the last should be the small ones, like baseload, like, yeah, you name it. And what is what does it look like now for baseload? I mean, the only focus that I have is basically that that blue bad boy right here. Breakout, deep retest into that double bottom that we talked about, and now actually have a big short term, a lot of momentum here again. So if we can clear that sideways action here, I think that is some very good early signs, and ultimately taking out the lows here, or that trend line there at roughly 0.57. That should confirm that the bottom is in. So we have downtrend, bottoming, and then uptrend again. I'm hugely invested in Find, so I hope that is the case. FCU, I want to show you one trend line. Only one, and that is the golden trend line. Beautiful, simple stuff here again. Fake out into a big blue bull flag here again. You have the first spike low, second, third, which also was, you know, support here at roughly 0.33. Major breakout, bullish consolidation below that golden trend line, and we are breaking above. And yeah, I have been a buyer last week and yesterday of this stock. That's all I can say. FUU, excuse me, not FU. That's no. We cannot say that on the channel here. Also a smaller one, only small-ish one, 200 million. So 4 times Find. Still, I'm very intrigued with what I think is about to happen, and that is that we clear the last obstacle right here, you know, and that's so getting above 0.45, 0.48, excuse me, maybe even up to 0.5. That is really when things will get violent. And we have our inverted head and shoulders target at roughly 3.4. Again, breakout here, and we have sideways bullish action here, and that should be the path to here, with possibly some overperformance. But again, we are currently at 0.4, so a move to 3.4, give or take. I like those numbers any day of the week for FUU. GLO, or Global Atomic, I want to go to the daily. Why? Because it has actually done tremendously well. And what I'm noticing here is we have this gap down here, the Niger gap down, right? And then we came in for some huge bottoming here. And what is interesting now to me is that we are breaking above the gap and doing some sort of retesting on that gap from the upside again. And I think if we continue here, to me that confirms that this gap here, the people within this gap has said, yes, this is as low as we go. For Global Atomic. For Global Atomic. GXU coming up next right here. And yeah, same thing with the Global Atomic. We have the Niger gap down here, and we are still within that gap. So to me, what I really want to see, and also as you can see here, breaking out, retesting assumption, we really want to take out the highs here at roughly 0.2. And then the bottom is in. Also, if we start to move higher here, then the 30 weekly will start to come up nicely. And yeah, in my honest opinion, we should be going back up to here again. And that's at least 100% from here. And possibly higher, obviously, but looks fantastic. ISO, I want to show you this. Again, the long-term sideways consolidation that took 2 years and that was just wearing people out big time. Breakout into a daily bull flag. I want to show you, or daily pennant, bull pen, whatever. And to me, this is very nicely on the weekly. I mean, the trend is in 30 weekly coming up. Oops, excuse me. The trend is in higher high and a major higher low right here. Looks pretty damn good as we speak. Cap Kazatomprom looks a bit, I wouldn't say weird, but we have had this major move up here after that. Again, the same long-term 18-month squeeze here, huge surge. And what I'm seeing here is a bit, I wouldn't say iffy, but you have some sort of grind line. You have a grinding line here, and then this one here. So I don't know what to make of it. But again, we are breaking some trend lines. But to me, this is, I cannot tell you what this is at the moment. All I can say is that we don't want to break below, these grinding lines here. That wouldn't be ideal. So let's see where we go. But still, long term, it's still very nicely, major higher high, major higher high, higher low. So it just depends on if we were to go for some sort of big test of that green support right here. And if that's the case, that's, in my view, a huge buying opportunity if we get that low. Yeah. Laramide resources. I want to go to the weekly. Why? You will see. You will definitely see. All right. I've shown this before many times, and we are here very close. 2007 high, 2021 high, and now going to the daily and removing these big crosses right there. This was the 18-month worth of sideways action. Huge move up here again. That's a bullish consolidation. Boom. We're sitting right here at, let's call it 0.8, a tad below. But anyways, we are at the cusp of a 15-year long trend line break as we speak. Very close. Will it happen tomorrow? In 2 days? I don't know. But we are close, and getting above 0.8 in my book will confirm it, especially on a weekly closing basis. That will definitely seal it. And then I think the first target is, as always, the triangle high here at roughly 1.1. And then we have the bigger levels up here at roughly 2.8, 2.9. But yeah, very close. I want to show you the weekly here for Laramide, a smaller one. It's only roughly 200 million. So still, you can see we are getting a bit of a wick here. So they're confirming the trend line also. So, but when we break, if we break, nice, very nice. LEU, same thing here again. We are still holding our long-term golden trend line here. Also, this parallel rail right here we are holding. We have the highs here connecting the rail, retesting, and we can go to the daily to get a bit more view. I want to show you when and if, because I have a blue trend line right here, very well defined, in my view, confirmation that when and if we break to the upside from that blue bad boy here, that is the confirmation in my book that we are going higher, and that we have now retested the long-term golden and the red rail here. You can see, retesting all the time here. So if we get that break, getting above 53, give or take, but I think the candles when it breaks will be huge. So definitely very close again to a big move up here. And again, this is what we need in order to have uranium or URNM going higher, because I think, as mentioned, Cameco and the big ones will stall a bit here, and then the mid-size will take over. And LEU, given that it's a $1 billion market cap company, that can do some heavy lifting, that's for sure. So yeah, Lightbridge, bit of a weird looking chart again, with this stuff going on here, underperforming heavily. And again, I'm not interested in this stock until we get to close to that golden trend line. But for now, as you can see here, again, down 12% today. And yeah, it is definitely underperforming. And there are better options out there if you want to invest into uranium. And one of the better options above 0.42, give or take, that is mega uranium. Again, look at it here. Long-term ceiling at around a bit north of 0.4, 0.42, 0.43. Anyways, when this lid blows up, you can assure that mega uranium is joining the party big time. And it is, roughly $150 million market cap. But again, hugely bullish here. We can zoom in on the weekly to see where we are in time. Again, we are getting some wicks here, also a bit of a wick here on the weekly, but we are very close to a huge breakout. We are looking at a since 2008 until now. That's 15 years. So again, look for that 0.4 to 0.43, and we should have massive move to the upside when that happens. NXE, again, a bigger one, roughly 5 billion. So that is also one that should do some heavy lifting here again. We are still within this formation here, and I think we still have a bit more time to get up to 9.3, give or take, and then we will see what happens. If we can resolve to the upside, then I think we have a touch of that long-term golden trend line here, a parallel channel formed there. So yeah, SMR getting annihilated still. You know, I think this is still a major capitulation move here, but again, it takes a lot of time to undo all that short-term momentum, and maybe there will be some good stuff in the future, but definitely having a stock underperforming so heavily, given the fact that, you know, somewhere around here, all the other stocks just broke out, and this one went in the opposite direction. That's not ideal. That's not ideal. Quite similar here, the SYH Sky Harbor. Again, same thing as Mega. You know, we have this ceiling roughly around here at roughly 0.7, 0.8, give or take. And I think when and if that gives in, you have a shoulder, double head, shoulder, breakout, retest. And again, looking at it long-term here, I really like what I see again, when and if we can break that 0.7, 0.8. I think we're in for a big move to the upside. That is no doubt in my book. UEC, in my view, going to the all-time highs. We're still within our green uptrend on the weekly, so this is longer-term uptrend here, the green. And yeah, we have the breakout retesting, and we're just grinding higher. In my view, the all-time high is at a bit below $10, so 9 point something, and that is where we're going. And when and if that clears, I think we can have a visit on the upper here at roughly $20, $25. But that is not tomorrow, that is in the future. But the big levels are coming up here at 7.5 and the all-time high at 9.5. But really, really strong here again. And the weekly is fully bullish. The RSI is oversold, but I think many people are misinterpreting that oversold is bad. Sometimes it is not. Reasons, I can maybe make a video on that, but very often you want to have a stock that is overbought on the longer time frames, because that means you're going up. Well, duh. So URG, where are you? Here you are. All right. Again, also on the brink here of breakout, retest, resumption, and we want to clear that high here at roughly 1.7. And hold the green support zone. But for now, it looks all right. It really does. And yeah, again, major higher high in the making here. So all good. Euro, same thing. I could repeat myself again here again. 30 weekly coming up nicely here. Breakout, retest, and then hopefully resumption. Some textbook stuff going on here on the weekly time frame. So it's not the 1 hourly, which can be very all over the place. This is the weekly, long-term stuff. That's when, in my view, monies are made on the weekly. I love the weekly, by the way. UUSA, again, still within this weird trend here. Again, you're just waiting for a break in either direction. I do favor the upside here, that's for sure. We have some wicks here, so when and if we can clear it, beautiful. But for now, it's still doing sideways to down, range bound. So didn't we? Oh, UUU. Okay, fair enough. This is the energy fuels. Same thing again. I know it's boring. Well, it may be boring, but you know, breakout, retest, and I think we're going to the highs here at roughly $11, and that should trigger a bigger overall, beautiful inverted head and shoulders targets somewhere up there. If we get there, holy bananas. YCA, yellow cake. nothing much to add here. Again, we're above the previous all-time highs. I think we will visit the upper trend line of that parallel trend channel here within, I don't know, half a year's time maybe, and that should be a place where you can take profit if you want to. I think that is when we will pause, and then we will do some sideways chopping here. Quite simply, that's how I see it. Yes, I think the name of the game is we want the mid caps to take over. Right here, you can see all these breakout retest presumptions. Some of them are just very close to breaking out, like Mega Uranium, and one more. We had Mega Uranium and Sky Harbor. Yes, Sky Harbor as well, just below a major ceiling. So if they can start to run, Uranium or URNM, URA should be moving higher again. Meanwhile, Cameco and the bigger ones maybe pauses for like weeks or months here. That wouldn't be too bad, given the fact that we've had such a huge run up. So I wouldn't mind, to be honest. That's it. That's all I have for this video here. Uranium miners in the US and Canada. Do you agree? Maybe, maybe not. Let me know in the comments below. And please, thumbs up if you enjoy what I do, or if you just like to listen to my beautiful Danish accent here. That's fine by me, whatever it takes, I guess. Guys, have a great one. Cheers.